I don't know who need to hear this, but I guess God been speaking to me lately and just put some on my heart to say. And what I want to say is that we go through life and we think that the stuff that happened to us or the things that we go through is because of like the good that we've done or the bad that we've done, and it's we put it all on our shoulders. But we do know that like most of the things, if not all of the things that we go through in life, be it good or bad, is it's a divine order to it. And I'm kind of losing my words because I know like when I was thinking about it, it's like a lot different in my head than what I'm saying right now. But what I will say is this: I've been through a lot of things in my life, and and I look back on those things now. 44 and about to turn 45, and I realized that it's not had nothing to do with me. You know, uh, I made a ton of mistakes in my life, bad decisions, um, and I look back on them and I be like, man, I guess I could ask the question of like, why am I still here? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did I get out of that situation without being unscathed? You know what I'm saying? And uh, the only answer that is by the grace of God. You know, that's really the only answer because it had nothing to do with I'm so careful, I'm such a good person, or I pray a lot and I go to church every Sunday and I read the Bible, you know, 3 times a day or anything like that. No, it had nothing to do with that. It had to do with it's just by His grace, you know, because and we all go through stuff, we all do stuff, we all sin, we all, make bad decisions. We all mess over people at some point in our lives. We all have, stolen things or, what I'm saying, and, all type of stuff that that you can name that is things that you're not supposed to do in life. And then you wonder like, man, how do you get back? You know what I'm saying? How am I in the position that I am? How am I so lucky, so to speak? You know what I'm saying? But it's not luck. It's by His grace. It's Him looking over you. You know what I'm saying? And I stand here, and I stand here, or say, should I say, sit here, to let you know, like I'm sitting on the shoulders of people who have prayed for me each and every day. Because man, I've been on these streets, being a police officer, going on 20 years. Been in crazy situations where people have pulled out guns on me. You pull over cars that, people got multiple guns in the car. You know, man, it's by His grace. It's from the prayers of the people that love me that's kept me safe in those situations. That's it. Like that's pretty much it though. That's the reason why I'm here right now. It has nothing to do with me because I don't pray as much as I'm supposed to. You know what I'm saying? I know I don't. I'm not saying I don't pray, but do I pray as much as I'm supposed to? Do I thank God for the many blessings that He has given me each and every day? No. Do I take for granted of the things that He's done for me? Absolutely, as we all do. You know, but my grandmother prays for me. My auntie who has passed away, my auntie Rose, prayed for me. You know, my stepmom prayed for me. You know, the many people in my life that I went to church with, like the old Sunday school teachers, the deacons in the church, and the pastors, and even if they just mothers of the church, I stand on the shoulders of those people who have always looked out for me, loved me, and prayed for me, and got me through many a times when I took those things for granted. My grandma would always say, I pray for you, you know what I'm saying? You and your kids, and, I pray for you when you're out in the street, you know what I'm saying? And I just kind of brush it off like, yeah, thank you, I appreciate it. But man, when I look back on it, those are the things that got me through. And man, I'm not here to try to tell nobody what to do with their life because even at 44, I'm still trying to figure it out. I just know that it's by His grace that I'm still here. That's it. Like I can't tell nobody how to live their life. I would never even try to, because everybody's life is different. Everybody go through things different. You know what I'm saying? People struggle different. People pray different. People cry different. People, what I'm saying, make their money different. People, it's all different ways of how to get through this life. So I can never tell nobody how to live their life. But what I can say is there is no life without God. Period. If you think that you can get through this life on your own and it's by your own merit, that's a problem. Because it's not true. It's not true. Like I got kids, and man, I pray that they make it home safe every day. So I beg God, what I'm saying, that they make it home safe every day. And they good kids. Never got any uh, major trouble or anything like that. But it's not because I'm a phenomenal father. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with that. It's by His grace. Because I'm telling you, I worry. And I pray. And I ask. And I beg, each and every day that they make it home safe, that they get through their day without any hurt, harm, or danger coming towards them. And that's what sustains them. You know what I'm saying? Me having faith and trusting God that He gonna wake them up in the morning, let them go through their day, let them go to work, let them go to school, and they make it back the same way they left. It ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't got nothing to do with them. Because they probably don't think about it either. They probably think that they supposed to wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? They probably think they supposed to be able to go to work and go to school without being harmed. But as we see when we look at the news each and every day, it happens every day. None of us is absent of any type of danger coming our way. It happens all the time. And I don't know, I guess, God been putting this on my heart just to say it and get it out there. Maybe it's just for me. Maybe it ain't for anybody else. Maybe it's just for me. Maybe it's my prayer to myself through this to let myself know, along with everybody else, that there's no life without God. Can't make it. You can make all the money you want in the world. You can have all the cars and clothes and the shoes. And you can still be miserable if you don't have God in your life to help bring meaning and purpose and peace over you. It means absolutely nothing. And it took me a while to kind of understand that because I was always, working a lot and putting my, I ain't gonna say my faith, but putting like all my chips into like, man, if I make enough money, I'm gonna feel like this, I can get this, I can get that. And I was never fulfilled. With that. So I made, and I still make a decent amount of money, but the total fulfillment wasn't from that. God had to sit me down and talk to me and let me know, like, you got to be at peace with yourself. You got to let me in. And I think, from that, I found peace. I'm not stressed as much as I used to be. And, man, I just, all I can say is, man, I thank God that He's given me the opportunity to live as long as I have so far to come to that reality, because I know people that has been taken away a lot quicker and live a short life, not learning these lessons, not being able to make these dumb mistakes, and being able to live to learn from those mistakes that you've made. Like, I know a lot of people that had their life got cut short, and like I said, it's by His grace because I remember, I can't remember what year it was. Don't get me to telling you, I know exactly what year it was, but I know my son couldn't have been no more than about 2 or 3 years old at the time, and coming home from work, and really, I mean, I'm not paying attention to my surroundings and taking certain things for granted, and just, I'll walk to the house and three guys put a gun in my face and give me your money, and I have recently seen over the years of uh, several cops that got shot, killed because they was getting robbed or carjacked or whatever the case may be. And it could have been me. Could have been me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't do anything right in that situation. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't living a holier than thou life. I was doing things that I wasn't supposed to be doing tenfold. You know, it's by His grace that they decided not to shoot me. Took the little money I had and ran off. I got plenty of stories of situations like that with me where it had nothing to do with me. You know, I would say, like I always say, I got a sixth sense, you know what I'm saying, certain things. But that's God. God putting it in my heart to let me know when certain situations are coming. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got nothing to do with me. And the more and more, we start to understand that the voice in your head that is talking to you is God telling you which way to maneuver, you know what I'm saying, which way to go. It has nothing to do with anything that we've done right in our life. I wish I could sit here before anybody that's going to listen to this and say to you, no, it's because, I do this and I do that, and it has nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. I have a 95-year-old grandma who will tell you from her mouth that, yeah, she loved the Lord. Go to church every Sunday, read the Bible, do all those things, but she didn't do that her entire life. It was spurts in her life when that wasn't the case. You know what I'm saying? But she's 95 and for the most part healthy, walking around, normal. And people were like, man, how did that happen? Man, it's no mystery to how it happened. It's God. You know what I'm saying? There's no mystery to it. There's no secret potion. There's no secret way to eat or do anything like that. You know what I'm saying? It's God. Because, and don't get me wrong, like I be on my health kick and I do all of that stuff, because I do want to live a long life, and not put things in my body that's gonna hinder that. But at the end of the day, God knows when we born, what time when we gonna come into this earth, and God knows when we gonna leave. And you gotta have just faith and trust in Him in the middle of that. You know what I'm saying? In the middle of that, coming into the earth and leaving the earth, you gotta have trust and faith in Him that He's gonna sustain you and keep you safe and do the things that do the things for you that is gonna, help you be a better person, in between that time. That's all you could do. And it's like, like I said, I don't know. It's been, I don't say I don't know. I just say it's been on my heart for a long time. I just never say anything about it. Keep it to myself. Don't talk about it. Speaking within myself. But for some reason tonight, I just felt the need to be able to come out and say it. Just say it, because it's just so important. We all go through situations and we all, complain, stressed out, we depressed about so many situations that go on in our life. And we don't realize that absent of God, you're going to be stressed out. You know what I'm saying? because and you're going to be stressed and out even with God, you know what I'm saying? Because even with him sometimes you stray from him because you start to feel like, I'm praying but it ain't working, I'm doing this, it ain't working, he must not be listening, he must, what I'm saying? So I'm not trying to sit here and say that even with prayer, that you may not be stressed out, but absolutely without it, you you're going to be stressed out and depressed because you're trying to live a life without your creator. You're trying to live a life without God who is who has written that he will be there with you through everything. You trying to live a life without a God who's telling you through your hard times that the reason why you're still able to move is because you're on his shoulders. You know what I'm saying? You're on his shoulders and he's the one moving and keeping you going through those hard times. That's the reason why you don't, that's the reason why it's so hard for us because we trying to do it all on our own. All I can say, I've been a little bit long-winded in what I'm um, talking about. But I guess the conclusion of what I'm trying to say is we need to pray. We need to trust in God. We need to believe. And we need to understand that it's not by our works. It's by the will of God and the things that he does for us that's going to help us sustain through this journey on earth. And not to forget that. Never forget that. Um, and I pray, that we get to a point where we understand that a little bit more. Because I feel like we need it. More so now than anything, with the way this world is, we need that. We need to understand that absent of God, it's not a good life. Not a good life. I see so many people out there relying on the wrong things to sustain them. Alcohol, drugs, you know, you know, it's not a good life. It's really not a good life. And I chuckle, not in a way of saying like it's funny to me, but it's funny to think that people think that they can live a good, prosperous life without. It's, I mean, I just pray one day we can see it. We all can see it. Because it took me a while at 44 to really come to grips and understanding it, you know. But I hope that, it don't take everybody as long as it took me. Because now it's like I can sit in the car and I can listen to certain things and man, I get very emotional because I realize everything that God has done for me, you know. Really don't know what else to say, man. God bless.